Hello and welcome to Hamer Reviews. My name is Christopher Hamer and today we're reviewing the Logitech C920 Webcam. I've actually owned this webcam since 2012. I bought one because my Mac Mini didn't have a webcam and it seemed like a good piece of equipment at the time, capable of 1080p video capture, very good microphones, made it kind of the obvious choice. I couldn't really see a better one on the market at the time. Fast forward to 2018 and I bought a second one. That only cost £37. Now that, if you ask me, is not a bad deal. Yes, it's older technology, but quite frankly there wasn't that much better on the market at the time, so it seemed a good purchase. I did actually for a short time own the Logitech Brio. That is a 4K capable webcam. I believe it was dual image sensor at the time, so you had two different lenses, but to be honest with you, it didn't fulfill the needs that I actually needed it for, so I ended up selling it. This one, however, stuck with me. It's the perfect quality for video conference calls. If you think about it, if you're using, say, Zoom or WebEx or BlueJeans, you're going to lose quite a lot of quality just because they compress the video a lot. So, you don't need 4K for that kind of video capture. This, quite simply, does a perfectly adequate job. The problem is that it's currently selling for £120 in some retailers. The Amazon price is around £100. It's far too much money. What's happened, quite simply, is the coronavirus pandemic. It has caused supply chain shortages, it has caused huge amounts of demand on anything that allows people to work from home, and as a result, the price has just absolutely skyrocketed. It's the same for headsets. 5 weeks ago, I reviewed the Jabra Evolve 40 wired headset, a great headset for conference calls. And at the time, I think I got it for £30, £40, maybe a little over that, but I've seen them selling for up to 90. It's way, way, way over their RRPs, but the fact of the matter is so many people want this kit to be able to work at home that we've just seen the prices absolutely shoot up. It's also true of monitors. If you were looking for a second monitor a couple of weeks ago, not only was it very expensive, it was hard to find one in the first place. I can't remember the last time that supply chains were so constrained that these kind of consumer goods were just massively expensive. And actually, thinking about it, I was actually, I was about to say a victim, that's really the wrong word, but I kind of got caught up in it myself. I decided actually, with everything going on, it'd be quite nice to have a Nintendo Switch, wanted one for a while, looked at the prices and the new console was going for almost twice retail price. I ended up buying a used one for virtually retail and the thing was 3 years old. So it is kind of crazy. You really need to have your wits about you to make sure you don't get ripped off. So back to the webcam. Is it still good in 2020? Well, yes, actually. If you have any form of mid-range laptop, you're probably going to find the built-in webcam's not that great. My work laptop is actually a Dell G3. Yes, I know it's a gaming laptop, but it allows me to do some of the slightly more high-powered tasks that I need to do with decent 6-core processor in it and a decent graphics card. But the webcam in it is absolutely appalling. We're talking like it can do 720p, but I'm pretty sure it's sort of filtered through a hazy piece of glass because you can see virtually nothing. So this is a great alternative. The video quality is crisp, it's clear, and in order to actually show you how good it is, I decided that I would now switch over and use that for a moment.
So this is what the video quality from the Logitech C920 camera looks like. I think it's actually perfectly acceptable. I'm nice and sharp, the colours are good, they're nice and vibrant, there's not any noise in the image. Overall, I think really good, especially considering this is 8-year-old hardware. Add to that the fact that the audio actually is not bad either, and I think it's a very versatile webcam, even for something that's so old. That being said, you do need to remember this is being used under ideal conditions. I've got large studio lights, which means that this camera can really show you the best image that it's capable of. If you're in a darker room, you'll probably find that the image quality isn't quite as good, as there'll be quite a lot of noise that the camera introduces in order to try and brighten up the image. Overall though, I think this is really, really good, especially for something so old. There are webcams that are better in very high-end laptops, but if you've got a mid or low-range laptop, you're probably going to find this leaps and bounds better than those integrated webcams. And that takes us very neatly to the built-in webcam on my Dell G3 laptop. As you can see, we're now dropped down to 720p. I apologise to those of you watching in 4K. I am now very blocky. The image quality is pretty pants, to be honest. There's no clarity, no sharpness. The colour's off. Overall, I could critique this all day. It's not great, especially not in such an expensive laptop. The audio, you may say, is better. That's a bit of a quirk of the recording software. Usually if you're using Zoom or WebEx, etc., it's going to dynamically change the volume levels, and for some reason the Logitech C920 wouldn't do that with this application. However, I assure you it is very good, and people hear you much more clearly with that than they do with this built-in laptop, but just something to keep in mind, that that might not be as realistic as the video recording is.
Again, though, I have to come back to the fact that this is very old technology and you shouldn't be paying over the odds for it. If you can at all help it, I would suggest not buying one at the moment. The price is just insane. If you can help it, wait till afterwards and then maybe acquire one. I just wouldn't spend so much money for old technology. There are alternative solutions. So for those of you that have a laptop that maybe doesn't have a webcam or doesn't work very well, all of the major cloud video conferencing services, such as Zoom, WebEx, etc., actually will have apps that you can use on your phone, and you'll probably find that the camera on your phone is way better than anything that is available on your laptop, and so that's a good alternative. For anyone that owns slightly higher quality video equipment, if you have, say, a mirrorless camera, you actually might find that you can use that as a webcam. I mean, if we're talking overkill, yep, absolutely, but you won't be able to argue with the video quality. Add to that a decent shotgun mic, which are still cheaper than some webcams, believe it or not, and actually you're probably in a pretty good position. Just bear in mind that this kind of money for what is a very small plasticky piece of tech that's been around for 10 years is too much money. It just really is. So that is what I think, perhaps controversially, of the Logitech C920. It is a good webcam, but it is an old webcam, and you shouldn't buy it for as much as it's currently selling for if you can help it, though I appreciate some people simply don't have a choice. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments below. As ever, more than happy to help. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. Almost at 100 subscribers at the moment, which would be great to pass. And equally, give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Goodbye.